Hey, it's a Yogi Momo. You have made it. We are up to day 10, and our peak today is LOCUST Pose. And as we start our practice today, I want you to think about this affirmation. And it says, I soar on wings of joy because I am filled with calm. Think about that. I soar on wings of joy because I am filled with calm. You'll understand a little bit more as we flow through our practice together exactly why LOCUST Pose is the perfect one for that. Stay tuned. Lots of good stuff coming your way. All right, here we are, day 10. Or for you, if this is day 1, welcome. So we are on a path to gratitude. We are on a path to figure out that gratitude has nothing to do with a calendar date or a holiday season. It is something we want in our spirit and our heart all the time. So our peak pose today is called LOCUST Pose. And we're going to do some different versions of that, some baby locust, some half locust, until we actually live out the meaning of that affirmation I shared with you in the beginning that says, we soar on wings of joy because we are filled with calm. And as our chest and our arms lift up into locust, you're going to hopefully feel that incredible calm just permeating throughout your body. So let's start off on our mats. Get rid of all your distraction, close the door, put the dogs away, tell your spouse you'll be done in just a little bit. This is time for you. So I'm going to cross your legs, come to a comfortable seated position. We call this Sukhasana. You can sit however works for you. Just have your hands on your knees. Let your shoulders just relax as far away from your ears as possible. And then gently close your eyelids. I don't know what your day has had, or maybe your day's just getting started when you watch this, but whatever it is that could possibly come in and disrupt our time, I want you just to put it to the side. Don't judge it. Don't get frustrated by it. Just set it over to the side and bring your focus to this present moment, to a commitment that we want to fill ourselves with calm. We want to soar on wings of joy. And we can find both of those things right here on our mat. Just notice how you're breathing. If it's shallow up in your chest, if it's deep down in your belly, maybe it's through your nose, through your mouth. Just notice the breath without trying to control it just yet. Notice the wrinkles in your forehead. Maybe even touch your hand to it. If there's wrinkles, just rub your forehead, giving it permission. Smooth the wrinkles out and let the tension go. And now I want you to open up your eyes. We're going to work on that 3-part breath. And what it does is it begins deep in our bellies, and it fills all the way up. As you keep breathing in, fills up your rib cage. And it settles right here into your chest as it begins to expand. Even your clavicle begins to lift slightly with all the air. And then when you're ready to exhale, you breathe it out from the chest, through the ribs, emptying out the belly. You're going to notice that your spine grows longer as you breathe in, and your shoulders relax as you breathe out. That's the goal of 3-part breath. Here we go. Breathe in, let the belly fill with air. Through the ribs. Keep breathing in, through the chest. Exhale, open your mouth, blow it out. Shoulders relaxing. Inhale from the belly. Spine lengthening, shoulders lifting. Exhale, blow it out. From the belly. Exhale, blow it out. Watch your body as it fills with air. Breathe in. Belly, ribs, chest. Exhale, chest, ribs, belly. Now we're going to keep that rate of breath going, but what I want you to do is I want you to seal your lips. We're going to switch over to something that's called Ujjayi breath, and when that translates, it is directly translated to victorious breath. We are going to have victorious breath filling our body, every cell of our being. Our balanced inhales, balanced exhales, filling us with energy and life. Here we go. Sit up nice and tall. Keep the lips together. Breathe in from the belly. Through the ribs. Lift the chest. Exhale through your nose. Sounds a little like Darth Vader. Breathe in from the belly. Breathe out through your nose. One more from the belly. And exhale through the nose. Bring your hands alongside us. This time they go up on the inhale. Everybody lift, breathe in. Look up toward the hands. Exhale, draw them down, breathing out. 2 more. Let's move those shoulders. Bring the arms up. Inhale big. Exhale down. 1 more. And down. Let the hands come to rest on the knees. So why do we do that? Oftentimes we don't even tell you. All we tell you is how to breathe, and you follow because you are so compliant and so good. But the reason we do that is when you reconnect to the breath and you feel the balance of the inhales and the exhales, not only is it victorious and does it fill you with life, but it gets rid of all those cobwebs and all that yuck from the day or from the night or from whatever time of day it is that you're doing this class. It gets rid of whatever might distract you from your practice. All right, we're going to stay right here where we are. I want you to raise your right arm up, bend the elbow, take the palm toward the right shoulder. You're going to feel that stretch right here in the back of the right arm. Now grab the right elbow with the left hand, gently pull it up because we're trying to get that left hand to pull the elbow up so it goes straight up to the ceiling. Stretching the arms, we're going to need them in our full locust once it comes time for that. Sit up nice and tall, don't hunch over, stay tall. The right hand's resting on the right shoulder blade. One more breath. Let's take the left hand all the way down, release the right, and bring it down. Ooh, roll out that right shoulder. Let's do the other side. Take the left hand up. Turn as you bend the elbow so the left palm is touching that left shoulder blade. Take the right hand, hang on to the left elbow, gently pull it up toward the ceiling, sit up tall. Right here, breathe. You're going to feel that stretch right here going down your arm, maybe even a little bit in your armpit. Keep breathing. Release the right hand. Unfold that left, bring it back down. Now we're going to do a little bear hug. Take the right hand across to the left shoulder, left hand across to the right shoulder. Squeeze right here, bring the shoulders in toward the ears, and release. Opposite side, left hand comes first to the right shoulder. Right hand's on top to the left shoulder. Squeeze, pull the shoulders up toward the ears, and release. All right, let's come on to all fours. So we're going to roll through a few cat-cows, and then we're going to keep working on getting those shoulders ready for where we're headed. So you are in all fours. We call this tabletop. Wrists are stacked under the shoulders. Knees are under the hips. Tops of the feet are on the mat. We're going to do 5 cat-cows. So we inhale to cow. Drop your belly. Look up. Exhale, rolling into cat. You arch the back. The chin goes to the chest. Inhale, cow. Look up. Exhale, cat. Chin to the chest. 3 more. Inhaling cow. Exhaling cat. You should feel this in the rib cage as it moves with the spine. 2 more. Cow. And cat. Last one. Cow. And cat. I told you we're going to need those shoulders for what we're headed into. So we're actually going to take our hands, and I'm going to turn around and face you so you can see it from the front. We're going to sweep our hands up 5 times to really get the shoulders rotating, and we're going to try to capture back some of that incredible life force of energy, the breath, the prana that we let escape today in whatever stress we've dealt with. So you're in all fours. Inhale big and sweep the right hand up. Exhale, lower it down. 4 more times. Inhale, sweep it up. Exhale, lower it down. And 3. Inhale up. Exhale down. I know you're feeling it in that shoulder. Let it rotate up. Lower down. Last time. Inhale, lift. And down. You're back in tabletop. So stabilize yourself here. Get ready to breathe. Left hand goes up. Inhale as it sweeps. And lower. And 4. And lower. Take the gaze with the hand. Look up. Lower. You got 2 to go. Inhale, sweep. Exhale, lower. Last one. And lower. All right, kind of roll those shoulders back and forth, side to side. And we're going to come in and take care of a couple forearm planks. We're going to need the strength of our core for where we're headed with locust. So come back into all fours. And what I want you to do is I want you to think about your breath. Don't think about what the plank is doing and how it feels and what body parts are telling you, ooh, this is too much, or ooh, this is painful. It's not going to be painful, but your body might try to tell your mind that it's too much. So I want you to just think about the breath. So here we go. We're in all fours. Take your forearms down. You can either stretch them out like this, so your elbows are down, hands are out, or the way I like to do it is I clasp my hands. That's just kind of my preference, but either one of those is totally effective. Send your left foot back, lifting the knee. Send your right foot back. We're here for 5 breaths. Everybody breathe. Focus on the breath. If you need to drop your knees, but not your shins. 2 more breaths. Everybody's knees come down. Push your bottom back to your heels. Bring everything down into child's pose. Forehead comes down. Your chest is resting on your thighs. If your forehead doesn't make it to the mat, just let your head hang. Don't keep tension in it, but just try to almost kind of collapse or melt into that child's pose, meaning that no more muscles are engaged. We're just releasing into the stretch. We're going to stay here for 3 more breaths. Everybody, reconnect. Inhales and exhales. 1 more breath. And now slowly come up. We're coming back into all fours. We're going to do that same forearm plank one more time, this time for 10 breaths. And what I want to tell you is that if you need to take the knees down, so you get like this, if your knees come down, just keep your toes curled so you're on the balls of your feet. This is still plank. So don't worry, don't get frustrated, don't feel like you're doing something wrong if your knees are down. As long as that spine is straight, extending all the way to the crown of your head, you're still in plank, all right? I'm going to encourage you to, if you drop the knees, maybe you drop for 2 breaths, you raise it for 2 breaths. Then you drop, and then you raise. We got 10 breaths, that's it. So here we go. Forearms are down. Send the left leg back, knee comes up. Send the right leg back, knee comes up. Get your position, everybody breathe. That's 2 breaths. If you need to put the knees down, do it. That's 4. Pull the knees up if you can. 6. You're more than halfway there. You take care of yourself. 2 more breaths. And everybody's knees down. Bottom to the heels. Chest to the thighs. Bow the head. Child's pose. Balasana. Child's pose is that delicious experience of letting everything come to rest. It still has a beautiful stretch to it, but it's a restorative stretch. Breathe into it. A couple more breaths right here. Last one. And now lift your head, and we're going to come to standing. We're not going to spend a lot of time doing our sun salutations, but in order to make this an actual vinyasa flow class, we need to flow a couple times. Plus, all the poses, from the forward fold, the half lift, the down dog, the plank, the cobra, all of those are activating every muscle group that you're going to need. That's why Surya Namaskar A, that's what it's called, Sun Salutation A. That's why it's stuck around for thousands of years. It actually activates all the muscle groups that you need just for the basic functions of life. So we're going to do a couple of those to get everything warmed up. So I want you to stand in what we call mountain Tadasana. Look straight ahead. Ground down into your feet. Shoulders are back slightly. Gaze is straight ahead. And when you're ready, inhale, sweep the arms up. Hands meet at the top. Exhale, bow and hinge forward. Bending the knees as you come down, let the hands relax. Maybe they come onto the ground, maybe they just hang out in the air. But I want your head to bow so you're looking at your knees. Because if you look at your foot or at your feet, your head's not completely relaxed. You have tension in it. Let the head go so that when you're looking at the knees, the head's just hanging. Breathe here. You're feeling this in your hamstrings, all the way down the backs of your legs, from the glutes, maybe all the way down to your heels. Breathe into it. 2 more breaths. Now from wherever your hands are, take them behind your back, clasp them together, let them rest right there on your bottom. And as you fold a tiny bit more, let them fall over your head. So it's like your arms are falling as far as your body will allow. And when the arms say stop, that's where you hold. Breathe. So you're kind of rolling the shoulders open and back. Hands are still clasped. You're looking at your kneecaps. Hamstrings are stretching. 1 more breath. Release the hands, slide them onto your shins. Look up halfway. Now bend the knees. Plant your hands, step back to high plank. So we're on our hands, we're on our forearms. You're in high plank. Hold here. Lower the knees. Exhale, lower the thighs and the chest. Flip your feet over. Elbows are still tucked. Inhale, cobra. Look up. Curl the toes. Push to your knees first, then exhale, down dog. Lift your hips. Take a little step in. Pedal those heels out. So you lift a heel, bend a knee. Lift a heel, bend the knee. Walk it out like you're pedaling. Walking the dog. Your fingers are spread wide in down dog, but you're looking at your feet. But you know they're spread wide because you feel the weight distributed between all the parts of the hand. Now look to the hand. Walk your feet forward. Hands on the shins, half lift. Exhale, fold. Bend the knees, sweep the arms up. Exhale, lower. You're back in mountain pose. Release your hands. All right, catch your breath. Every time we flow through a sun salutation, your breath gets a little bit labored. But part of that, guys, is your mind telling you, oh, this is hard, or oh, this is too much, or oh, you can't do this right. Okay, there is no right. I need you to get that out of your mind. Now, we want good alignment. We want good anatomical focus. We want your body parts to not have injury. But there's not a right way that you need to make yours look like mine or like somebody you've seen on the magazine. What's right for you today is your body awareness telling you how it feels. All right, so whenever the arms say, okay, that's as far as we go, that's as far as we go. So there is no judgment on your mat. There's no frustration. There's only grace. All right, we're gonna do one more full sun salutation, and then we're gonna begin working on the upper body to get ready for locust. So stand tall. Arms are alongside you. And inhale, sweep. Gaze goes up. Exhale, hinge and fold, bending the knees as you come down. Release the hands. Slide them onto the shins. Look up halfway. Bend the knees. Hands go down. We step back to high plank. Hold for a full breath. You can do this. Inhale. Exhale the knees all the way to the thighs and the chest, flipping the feet. Inhale, cobra. Look up. Curl the toes, push to your knees first, then lift your hips, down dog. Take a little step in. Sometimes our down dog is a little too big, so it's more rounded than it is pronounced. So as our hips lift up, we're making that beautiful inverted V. Heels can be up, knees can be bent. It's still down dog. Everybody breathe. Look at your legs. One more breath. Take the right foot forward or step them up. And the left, halfway lift, and fold. Remember, stay right here in the fold. When I tell you to step the feet up, if you need to walk, you walk. There's no magical formula for how you get up. Everybody bend. Sweep the arms, rise up. Hands meet. Exhale, draw them down. And release. All right, every muscle group has been warmed up. We are ready to go. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna play around a little bit with lunges. And so we've been using lunges along our way on this path of gratitude. But what we do in the lunge is going to activate the core and activate the arms so we're ready for our locust, which is where we're headed. So I want you to stand tall on your mat, looking straight ahead. I want you to leave your left foot where it is and step your right foot back. Now when you step it back, the first thing I want you to notice is all the toes are still coming straight ahead. We're not flaring it out. Everything's coming straight ahead. Now what we're going to do is bring the arms overhead, and as you bend the left knee, lift the right heel. So you're coming into this high crescent lunge right here. So your right heel is lifted off the mat, so the right ball of the foot is down, and you're grounding into that left foot as the knee is bent. Now hold this for just a few more breaths, and what I want you to think about your left calf and your right thigh. Pull them toward each other. Feel the difference. It's such a tiny movement. Everything just got locked up in the center. Now, I want you to take your arms, put them alongside you. Palms go up. We lean forward. Try to straighten your back leg as much as you can. So really grounding into that front leg. Palms are up. Imagine someone's coming alongside you, pushing on those hands. You keep resisting. Push them up to the ceiling. Gaze is straight ahead. Clasp the hands. Ooh, they're opened up a little more. Rolling those shoulders back toward each other. Hands are away from the bottom if you can do it. Release the hands, come back up, high crescent lunge. Now let's bring the right foot back up and release. All right. And what you figured out in yoga is what we do for one side, we do for the other. The tough part is when we do one leg and then the other, the arms have to do both. So I need you to pay attention to your arms, really allowing them to lengthen and let them tell you where the stretch needs to stop and hold. All right? So stand tall. Both feet firmly planted. We're going to ground into that right, step your left back. Now I want you to check the toes, make sure they're all coming forward. If you notice the left toes are flaring over to the side, turn them. Everything straight up. Arms come overhead. And then as you bend the right knee, begin to lift that left heel, coming into your high crescent lunge. Same thing, imagine the left thigh and the right calf. Pull them toward each other. You should feel an immediate stretch right there. Not just in the legs, but even in the core. Arms come alongside us, we lean forward slightly, palms are up. Grounding in here into your lunge. Breathe. Clasp the hands, pull them back. Roll those shoulders toward each other, look straight ahead. Breathe. Release the hands, we're back up. And as you straighten the right, bring the left forward, release the hands. Shake it out. Very nice. Okay, 2 sets of lunges. We've done both sides, taking care of what we need to take care of. We're going to do a little more work with the legs, playing with those lunges a little more, and then we're going down to our bellies. All right, I want you to take a nice wide stance. Now, I'm going to start off facing you, and then I'm going to flip around. So when we say a wide stance, that means we're facing one of the long edges of our mat. So I'm facing the long edge here. My toes are all pointed straight ahead, so they're not going in or out, they're just straight ahead. Arms come out into a T. Looks like a 5-pointed star. I want you to inhale, look up. Exhale, begin to fold. So I want you to fold and let the head fall down, however far it goes. Release the hands. If you can touch the mat, touch the mat. If you cannot touch the mat, maybe you grab the shins. But the key is, I want you to look through your legs behind you. As you look behind you, I'm going to flip around. You keep doing what you're doing. As you look behind you, the crown of your head is getting closer and closer to the mat. Increasing the stretch. It's all about the gaze. I tell people all the time, breath is the most important part of yoga. Gaze is the second most important part. If you just tell your body where to look, it's amazing what it can do. I know you're thinking, how much longer, lady? We're almost there. We're going to take our hands. We're going to walk them toward the right foot. So we're actually spinning back toward that right foot. Now we're in a low lunge. So that left leg is long, left heel is up, fingertips are on the mat like little spiders. And you probably feel like your chest is resting on your thigh. We're going to fix that. Bring your arms alongside you like earlier, lift the chest and hold. We call this runner's lunge with Superman arms or Superwoman arms. Everybody breathe. To lift that chest, you've got to have a strong core. You've got it. Now release the hands. We're going back to that wide-legged fold. So back to the same place we started. Fold right here for 2 breaths. Look behind you. And you guessed it. We're walking the hands toward the left foot. So for me, I'm turning to the back of my mat. Fingertips are around the left foot. The right heel's lifted. I'm in this runner's lunge, but my chest is on my thigh. So let's get it off. Arms alongside me. Chest lifts. Palms pressing up like someone's pushing on them. Breathe. Release the hands. Walk back to the middle. We have one more wide-legged forward fold. Fold here. Look behind you. 2 breaths. Start to bring yourself up. And I like to come out of this by going heel-toe. So I'm just kind of shimmying my legs over, heel-toe, or you just walk the legs together and then rise back up. All right, guess what? We're going to our bellies. So come onto your shins. Have a seat right here, and let me talk you through this. We're going to start off with a baby version of locust. We're going to change up the arms a few times until the very last version of our locust pose. We are going to take flight on wings of joy because we are filled with calm. And you know how we find ourselves filled with calm? It's not because there's a magical formula or because we've said something right or we've read something. The way you fill yourself with calm is you let the breath take over. Not the emotions, not the chatter of the world, the breath. Integrating your mind, body, and spirit. That's where you get the calm. It's not a magical recipe. It's not a secret. It's something accessible to us every single day. And I'm not going to tell you that once you become a yogi, you're immune from stress, because just today, I sat in my office at my desk and I breathed. I was in the middle of a stressful and tiring and trying situation. And I thought I got two choices. I listen to myself and what I tell my yogis, or I don't. And I chose to listen. I chose to breathe. And then it passed. The situation didn't change, but my response to it did. All right, let's come onto our bellies. So everybody, favorite part, let's lie flat on your bellies. Now when we come onto our mats on our bellies, what I want you to do first is bring your forearms out. If you've taken a yin class with me recently, you remember Sphinx pose. So what we're doing is making a right angle with our arms. We're not going to hang out in Sphinx. We're going to just sit here for a second because I want you to notice what's happening around the belly. So when you're here and your chest is lifted, your rib cage is lifted as well, but your belly button is still on the mat. So is your sacrum, your pelvis. And so what we're going to do is every time we lift, we're going to try to lift a little higher until maybe your belly button even lifts. Maybe not. You're going to have to listen to what your body's ready for today. So here we go. Let's lie down. First, put the hands on top of each other. Stack your forehead on the hands like it's a little pillow. Close your eyes. And I need you to find the breath first before we start to lift. So remember, breathe in from the belly, through the ribs and the chest. Exhale, release it. Breathe in. Exhale like Darth Vader. One more. Breathe in. And exhale. Start to lift your head. Take your elbows and glue them to your rib cage. Hands are spread wide. The first thing that's going to come up is our gaze, a tiny bit of our chest, and our hands. So first we inhale. We exhale. And on this inhale, we lift. Gaze, chest, hands. Hold here. Now we hold the pose, but we don't hold the breath. Keep breathing. You know I'm breathing because I'm talking. You keep breathing too. Chest is barely lifted. Hands are hovering. Elbows are glued to your side of your rib cage. And exhale, lower down. Put your right cheek on the mat. Take your hands behind your back. Clasp your fingers together. So we've already been here once before, so the hands are clasped. Turn the gaze back down. Inhale. Exhale, release. Inhale, chest, gaze, hands. So the lower body's staying. So pull the hands away from your bottom. Feel the shoulders roll back toward each other. And lower. Put the left cheek on the mat. We're going to do that exact same thing, but guess what? Legs are coming up with us. So our belly button and our pelvis are going to stay down. Our tops of our feet are going to hover right above their spot on the mat. Turn your gaze back to center. We do a full breath here. Inhale. Exhale, let all the air out. And then inhale, use the breath. Arms come up, legs lift slightly, gaze is straight ahead. Coming into this little version of locust, you've got this. Everybody breathe. And release. Right cheek comes back down to the mat. Everybody breathe, relaxing here. All right, bring the gaze back to center. This next time I want you to bend your elbows, so we're going to make cactus arms. So the elbows are bent at a 90-degree angle, fingers are spread wide, look straight down. Inhale, exhale it all out. Inhale, use the breath to lift. Feet, hands, chest, gaze. Belly button is anchored to the mat. I know your glutes are squeezing right here, you've got this. Breathe. There's just one more after this. Exhale everything down, left cheek on the mat. As you're finding rest right here with your left cheek on the mat, I want to remind you of that affirmation that I challenged you with when we first began. I soar on wings of joy because I am filled with calm. And remember, the calm is something that's already inside of us. We've just got to tap into it. All right, so we are still on our bellies. Take the gaze back down. T your arms out. So you're making your body into a T. We inhale. Actually, you know what? Before we do this, let me talk you through this. Every time we've lifted, our belly button has still been on the ground. I want you to notice that belly button once we lift this last time. Notice what it does. Maybe it's still on the ground, but maybe it's empowering the rest of your body to lift from the rib cage to the chest. Maybe it's anchoring you, but maybe it gets off the mat a little bit. If locust is new for you, you listen to your body, let it lift as high as it can. Here we go. Inhale. Exhale, release. Inhale, it all comes up. Chest, ribs, maybe the belly, but maybe not. Legs are off the mat, hands are hovering. I soar on wings of joy because I am filled with calm. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Exhale, lower everything down. And as you do, take the knees wide, push back to child's pose. So your big toes come together. Bottom goes toward the heels. Come into child's pose here and rest. Keep your hands flat or bring the hands to prayer. Let them rest on your head. Either way. What we know about those heart openers and locust and all those versions of it is it does a little work on our low back, which is a key part of our core. So child's pose helps us to restore any tension or any twerks or little spots in your low back that you might have kind of, I don't know, made them talk a little bit. So breathe into your child's pose. Find some rest. And then slowly bring yourself back up. All right, I want you to come into a seated position, but I want your feet to be flat and your knees to be up. Hands come behind you. Let's windshield wiper our knees side to side as you just hang the head back. Let that chest just rest. Wiping those knees side to side. And then come back up. Bring the soles of your feet together. Don't worry about the knees. Hang on to your toes. Elbows are down. Inhale, look up. And exhale. As you exhale, bring the elbows toward the belly. Bow the head. Close the eyes. If you keep the eyes open, they're going to tell you something about how far you're folding. Close your eyes. Feel the rounding in your spine. Release the tension in your neck and your head. Let everything slow down. And say that affirmation one more time. I soar on wings of joy because I am filled with calm. Oh, we're going to be a force for the world. Filled with calm, filled with joy. One more breath. Inhale, come back up. Release those feet. Just come back into your easy position. Hands on the knees. Let's take one more breath together. Release the hands. Inhale, lift those arms. Look up. Exhale, open your mouth. Breathe it all out. Hands come down. Let them settle at heart center. Close your eyes for just a second longer. And listen to these words once more. I soar on wings of joy because I am filled with calm. What a beautiful testament to your spirit of gratitude. Namaste.